Hey guys, so today we're working on the 2014 Ford Taurus V6 limited edition. We're changing spark plugs today. Now we'll go ahead and show you how to take the first three off. I went ahead and used my drill here because it's the quickest way possible. First thing you need to do is take these off. Your little screws there. I have a 5/16 millimeter socket extension and your drill. I went ahead and left the ratchet out for right now. So as such, go ahead and loosen these up. Okay, so once they're loosened, you got your three spark plugs right under here. Okay, so once you have your screw loosened up here, this is actually going to be a little bit tough to pull out. You're going to need both hands. So you pull out your plug, so it's going to look like, and your spark plug is right in there. What you're going to need to take out your spark plug there, you're going to need a 5/8 socket. Okay, should have a rubber piece in there to hold your spark plug when it comes out. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be working with there. Okay, so for this I will be using a ratchet just because you don't want to break anything, or with the ratchet you can control it a little better. So you go ahead and pull your spark plug out here. Okay, so once you got spark plug loosened up, as you can see, it seems like it was in need of a spark plug change here. That's pretty well gone there. So yeah, you do the rest to these three here. Once I have those replaced, I'll go ahead and switch back over to the more difficult part, which will be right back here. I'll go ahead and go step by step to see how I take this air box, it looks like, off, and then I'll update you once I get that one replaced, that one, and that one. You do it the same way you took the first one out, and I'll get back to you once I am ready to take the air box off. Before I forget, I want to go ahead and show you what spark plugs I'm working with. So this is a 2014 Ford Taurus. I went ahead and went back to the original because that's the most recommended here. Ford makes this specifically for this vehicle. So you're gonna have 6 total. Forgot to mention that as well. 6 total spark plugs, and this is gonna be your part number here. Your iridium is gonna be the best ones you can buy. Also, do not forget to go ahead and gap your spark plug there. I like to base it off of the ones it had on there originally. I think these might even be the original ones. I hope not, but so I just go off the original spark plug. That's what it's looking like there. So I'll gap the rest of them the same size. Be sure to gap your spark plugs, or at least check them. Some of them come pre-gapped already, which is great, but it won't hurt to check them. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is unscrew these. This one, that one, this one, this one, that one, this one here, and that one way back there. And that is it to begin to remove your air intake box here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 total. Your socket will be 8 millimeter. To take off, it's really not that big of a deal. But you know, this is going to be my setup here. To tighten, you got to be a little more careful. Be sure to adjust your drill to the not so, or probably not to a drill setting. You know, something just to be able to tighten. So there we are. And you get the idea. So go ahead and take those off, and then I'll come back and let you know what's next. Alright guys, as promised, I was going to go ahead and show you how and where the spark plugs are located on the back of this air intake. So, after some time, effort, I managed to find the spark plugs. Okay, so we got our first spark plug right here. Okay, we got our second one right here, and we got our third one right here. If this doesn't look doable, I don't know what does. This gap right here, that's going to be more than enough space than what you'll actually need to take your old spark plugs out and put your new ones in. So, and there's no need to take the entire intake off here. You know, you don't need to take the entire thing off. As you can see, it's still in there, most of it, or some of it, bottom piece at least. So yeah, you switch your spark plugs out the same way as you did with your front three. 1, 2, 3, right? So you go ahead and with these 3 spark plugs, you're gonna do the same thing. You pull this, I think it's 8mm, screw off all 3 of them. They're located right here, here, and right over there. Once you take those off, you're capable of lifting this up. Then you pull your old spark plug out, grab your new one, you gap it. By gapping, I mean according to your specifications here. So I have the, I don't think I have the show engine, so it's going to be the 3.5 liter V6 engine. So you go to spark plug gap, and those are your specifications right there. And the way you go ahead and do that, you're going to need one of these devices right here to gap your spark plugs appropriately. So when it says 0.049-0.053 inches, so that is the same thing here. See how it says 0.40, 0.050. So yeah, that's, you know, you just, according to your manual specifications, you gap it with one of these. So yeah, other than that, you put your new ones in, and I will show you how to take this intake off. I just wanted to give you a quick update. I'm going to go ahead and replace these, and then I will show you how to put it back together, which will be the exact same way how to take it off. So bear with me here. Okay guys, for my last spark plug here on the back underneath the air headers control here, I'm going to go ahead and do a detailed removal of the spark plug. So if you don't want to see this, go ahead and fast forward. But I like to go ahead and teach all level of educational videos for anyone that are starting from the basics, or, you know, for the well advanced. So, you know, like I mentioned earlier, go ahead and take your 8mm screw off of here. Okay, so 8mm is going right in here, right? Take that off. Wiggle it around until it comes out. Pull out. One other good suggestion I like to make is never pull more than one plug at a time, because if you forget which goes where, you could really screw up your vehicle that way. So be sure you're just pulling one out at a time. So now that you have it out, you go ahead and move it to the side. Like I said, do one at a time. You're going to need, once again, your 5/8 deep socket, exactly like this one. But keep in mind, you can only pull that spark plug out with, you see that black rubber O-ring in the middle? It has to have one of those, or else you're not going to be able to get that spark plug out. Okay, you're going to need an extension, and then you're going to need your ratchet. Slip it right in. Make sure it's first of all, not to tighten, but to loosen. Okay, so it's on loosen now. And now be sure to make sure that it's stuck on the spark plug there. You'll feel it once it's in. Typically on start it's going to be a little bit harder, but it will get easier. Spark plugs, you never want to tighten too much because they will break. You know, you don't need to tighten them excessively, but they do need to be snug on there. Same thing when you loosen them, you got to be real careful. You know, these things are real fragile. As you can see, they're in there pretty deep, so you know, don't get frustrated, just keep on working it. And then every once in a while, once it feels like it's out or very loose, the reason I tell you that you need that rubber seal is because it literally catches it, just like that. Otherwise, with a regular socket, it would fall right down and you would never be able to get it. As you can see, it stays on there really nice. Now, to explain what I meant earlier about gapping it. Okay, so you follow your manual. So I have the 3.5 V6 engine, spark plug gap 0.049 and 0.053. Okay, so what I mean by that is, with this device here, you go ahead and measure it. Measure your spark plug gap, literally this gap right here. Okay, so as you can see here, this spark plug needs to be gapped because it's nowhere near. Okay, so the way I did it, and some people just use this to gap it. What I mean by that is just kind of bend it up and down. That actually managed to bend the point on that spark plug earlier on mine, so don't recommend it. This is the way I've been doing it. Works good. So you literally open up that gap. Don't open it too much. Go ahead and measure. As you can see, I'm still not good enough. My specifications show for 0.049 or 0.53, so I still got a little ways to go. So as you can see, I went a little bit over there. A little less. And that should be about right. Maybe just a little bit less here. Okay, now we're about as we're supposed to be here. Okay, Now you are ready to put your spark plug in. So you get your socket. This is how your spark plug is going to go in. Okay, so as mentioned, that's a catcher. You need that rubber seal in there. Just like that. Now you go ahead and put your spark plug back in. And then you first tighten this with your hand to make sure that the threads are going in evenly. When you start feeling a little resistance, go ahead and grab your ratchet. Make sure it's on tighten. And you go ahead and tighten it. So now you put your plug back in. And you put your 8mm screw right where it belongs here. Tighten, and that is how you remove and replace your old one with your new spark plug. Okay, once you have your air intake tightened securely, you either remove your hoses. Remove this hose. You're gonna need to remove it from here. This one right here, put it back. Remove that. Remove that. Put it back in place like I am. Okay, what am I missing here? Okay, so be sure you put your bar back on. Okay, so your bar, right, that goes right across here. Boom, boom. Okay, so for the catch, and the single most difficult thing you will do in this entire job. Okay, so back here where your brake fluid is at, this is where you're gonna have a bit of a problem. So there is a plastic bracket that needs to be unscrewed with an 8mm wrench. This is what you're going to be looking for here. I can't show you it because it is literally right underneath here. Okay, you're going to feel the bracket. Actually, it's going to be located right back here. Okay, so this is where your bracket's going to be located, right back here. It's a plastic bracket. I was having so much trouble with it that I just wanted to break it off because it was essentially useless. I decided not to put it back on. As you can see, my screw is still there. So the way you're going to do this is you're going to find, let me see if I could find it here. I know I have it around here somewhere. It's going to be, I guess it's not going to be 8mm. It's going to be your 5/16. Make sure that's correct, because if not, you're going to have some troubles with it here. Yep, so that is it right there. Okay. So it's going to be your 5/16 to take off this little bolt right here. It's going to take you a good solid 5-10 minutes at least. You're going to get a wrench probably this size. I don't know how it's going to be a small size wrench. You're going to get it, put it back there, just like this. It's going to go back there just like this. This is kind of how that bracket is. So you're going to have to try to put it in like that, and then you just loosen it as best as you can. That's probably going to be the most difficult part of the job, but this is the easiest way without taking the entire throttle body, air, box here, filter, this whole intake starting from the bottom, you know, removing all these lines here, removing all the throttle body. I mean, this could take you a solid half to a full day depending on your level of skill, but that is completely unnecessary. If you follow what I've told you so far in this video, the only difficult part and the only thing that will take you a while is this little screw right here with your 5/16 on a plastic bracket right back here. Okay, so that is the catch. Other than that, this job is fairly easy. You just follow what you've seen in this video and you will have no problem at all. Like I said, it's a plastic bracket back there. It's going to take you a while. You know, the socket's not going to work because your ratchet's not going to fit back there. So, you know, just work with it, be patient, take a break if you need to. But other than that, that will be the hardest part of this job. Other than that, you follow what I told you to take off. I was putting it back on because I was trying to figure it out as I went. So follow the way I installed them, you know, just go in reverse, and that should be about it. If you have any questions about anything I did here, be sure to comment, ask me questions. You know, I'm here to help. I made this video very detailed for, you know, different skill levels from the most basic to the most advanced. You know, you may fast forward a couple times throughout the video if you need to, but be sure you follow what I did, because it's the right way to do it and it's the easiest method. Instead of taking all of these lines out, taking your throttle body off, you know, taking all this completely off, and that's completely unnecessary. As you can see, I had enough space to get my hand on the left side of the motor, and there was plenty of space to remove the spark plugs. Just that fine detail back there where it may take you, you know, a good 10-15 minutes to take off that little screw, but it'll be worth it, because you can finally, as you can see, that bracket literally means nothing because this does not move at all. I'm not even sure what the purpose was for that bracket, but I'm definitely not putting it back on because it's not needed. But please like my video. It took a lot of time to make it. Subscribe to my channel. You will see a lot more videos similar to this. Subscribing helps me make more videos, put more good quality videos out there, and I appreciate the people that are following me right now that have subscribed. And don't forget to put your bar right across here. That's the only thing I have left to do. Other than that, that's a full detailed job from spark plugs on a 2014 Ford Taurus limited edition V6. Thanks a bunch for watching my video.